Hello, this is Dave D. Hilster. I'm a critical thinker, dissident scientist, and if you're not buying exactly what mainstream physics and cosmology are selling, then this is the place for you. There are thousands and thousands of scientists from around the world who have been working for decades outside the mainstream, who have identified problems, fixed those problems, and are proposing new theories and models. You won't find anything like this on YouTube, so be sure to click the subscribe button below along with the little bell next to it so you will be alerted when our next video drops. Well, I have been having some people who have gotten cold feet with this channel, even though I continue to grow. I did notice that a couple of these topics may have scared a few people, so I want to talk about this, and this is what I want to talk about today. Pretty much me shocking you with things that I put on my channel, things that you may not have heard of and at first just don't seem right, and I'm going to get away from this guy. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Let me explain why you should stay here, and let me explain what's going on this channel. First of all, I talk about things that other people don't talk about. There's no Big Bang. There's no relativity. Particle physics is a mess. Cosmology is a mess. Plate tectonics is wrong. No ultimate particle that we're looking for, you know, the God particle and all that stuff. And these things are pretty controversial. Doesn't mean that we don't have answers to them, so don't go away. It's not like I'm telling you all science is wrong. A lot of it is, but this shocks a lot of people. When I specifically talk about, like my last video where we're talking about the Earth's not only expanding in the last hundreds of millions of years and actually billions of years, it's actually growing in mass. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is too crazy for me. I'm out here. Well, again, I'm here to talk about it. So yes, the first thing is you're going to hear some things that you're going to go, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. And what is your reaction? Well, it's going to be information overload. Like, wait a minute, every time I go on this channel and Dave talks about something, it's more stuff. I mean, I could hardly understand all this stuff about there's no neutrino. Now you hit me with the idea that the Earth's gaining mass. What? Well, yeah, it can be information overload. Just watch them when you watch them. Give yourself time. That's why I don't put them out all the time, because man, if we hit you so hard every day, you'd be going, your head would be spinning. A lot of this stuff is too shocking for you right away. I forget that I've been doing this for decades, and I've been hanging around people where we talk like this all the time. So this is something that I have to understand, and I do understand, and that, yeah, this can be too shocking what I say. And you want, again, that's what this video is, so don't go away. I'm going to continue to tell you all about not only what's happening, but what you can do to remedy this shock. A lot of things I talk about goes against everything you've been taught in school. I mean, pretty much physics 101, you know, it's like my poor daughter. She brings science books home, and when she was in elementary school, and she goes, Dad, I know you disagree with almost everything, but I got to take my test. Just help me, please. I mean, that's basically what she tells all her friends. Her father doesn't agree with anything in science. But she does not treat me like I'm crazy, because she knows me. I'm not too crazy. And also what I talk about goes against everything you have read. That is, you've been reading mostly mainstream Nature, and you've been listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson and the Cosmos. You're listening to Stephen Hawking and all those Discovery and Science Channel programs. And I'm saying a lot of that stuff is wrong. Again, it's shocking, but don't go away. I'm here to explain all this. And you're going to ask, well, how can everybody be wrong? Well, I have a video, which you should see right up here right now, that will tell you about that. And I talk about that in a video, so you can take a look at that. How can everybody be wrong? Well, that's pretty simple. Everybody was wrong about the center of the solar system being the Earth for a long time. And if you said anything against that at the time, you were in the very, very small minority. You were in jail, or even worse. If they are wrong, do they know it? Well, the answer to that question is most of them, in my opinion, have deep down inside this idea that this stuff could be wrong. But their pride, their jobs, and groupthink, you know, the idea that when you get all together, you're going to defend to the end, even if something's wrong, because it's your tribe, you know, it's hard to say. I think deep down inside they have a gut feeling this stuff could be wrong. but they certainly don't show it. And there's some people that basically don't, think it is wrong. Sometimes when I tell people stuff like expansion tectonics, they just look at, what? That's not right. If they know, what do they say about what you are saying? That's a question I get sometimes. And basically, they don't say anything. They'll just say you're crazy. Well, I'll talk about that, what they actually do say. But regardless of what they do say, which is basically nothing, or you're crazy, etc., we do have alternatives that are better, and I think that's the most important thing, and that's one of the things that people do like about this channel. A lot of you subscribers have told me this, and this is certainly true, because it's one of the reasons I started this channel, because I still talk to friends, and they get interested. You were writing a book on the universe, a particle model of the universe. Oh, that's interesting. Just part of it? No, the whole universe. Get interested, and then when they ask me questions, they are actually satisfied with my answers. Not because I'm a genius, because I hang around geniuses, or not geniuses, but extremely bright people, because genius is a concept that is invented and is a fantasy. But really bright people, really great critical thinkers, and I've been hanging out with them for almost 3 decades now. And so I got lots of answers I've gotten over the years from these great thinkers. Like, oh, there's no Big Bang? Well, what's there? There's an eternal universe. That's not hard. It's always been here, always will be. Sort of like if you're religious and you think of God, that's the universe. It's always here. It's like it didn't start. Where's it going to go? What's around it? Not universe. It's here. The stuff can't be destroyed. It's always here. It's always been here. That's pretty easy. How about no relativity? Well, it turns out that Newton works just fine. That, in fact, our model does all the quantum mechanics, electrical fields, anything that has to do with subatomic particles, in the sense of at least the atom made of subatomic particles, and it describes gravity and light and all those things, like magnetic fields, all with Newton. Ours, for instance, only has one rule. Masses go forward, and unless they hit something else, and then they are diverted. Kinetic energy sort of hit them. We don't need all that really fancy stuff, not even quantum mechanics. We can describe everything, yes, we do. But that's just one model. I'm not saying it's right. It's just one model. I happen to know it because it's mine. The standard model versus new models like the energy wave model of Jeff Yee. Take a look at it. It is a great model. It's an ether model. I'm not an etherist, but I love his model. He has more like of an ultimate particle kind of thing, which I don't agree with. But again, it's a great model. It's way better than what we have. And of course, there's our particle model. That's the one I know, of course. Plate tectonics. If that's wrong, what is right? Expansion tectonics. Dr. James Maxwell, the #1 guy in the world. Finity versus infinity. Finity means, we have a finite universe, and it's only 13.8 billion years old because we can only see that far. Next time we get another telescope, guess what? It gets older. But in our world of dissident science, there is finity and infinity, and many people subscribe to the infinity part. Again, I have videos on that. Take a look at them. So this is what usually happens with this channel. If you look at the bottom, it says start here. It's a square box in the middle, sort of square. That way it's sort of just regular. Starts here. Dissident Science. That's me. That's this channel. The idea is to get you critical thinking, get you critically thinking, and also show you critical thinkers and what they are doing, and interview them, read their books, all kinds of stuff. And then you get shocked. That shock then should hopefully lead you to investigate about that. And at that point, you come to the next step, which is you're going to agree with it, or you're going to tolerate it, meaning you're going to come back, or you disagree. And at that point, you have two decisions. You're going to click unsubscribe, or you're going to, I'll stay around. It's pretty much what happens on this channel. And sometimes my things that I say to you guys is pretty shocking. And sometimes, yes, I do get unsubscribers. A lot less than I have subscribers, otherwise it wouldn't be growing the way it is. We're reaching 500 by the time I made this video. Okay, we're going to go to the next thing. What do you do when shocked? When you are shocked, what do I want you to do? And this is something that, being a critical thinker for so long, what do I want you to do? I want you to slow down and breathe. Don't go panicking. Okay? Don't let your knee-jerk reaction guide your critical thinking. Expanding, the earth is gaining mass. Forget it, Dave. I'm out of here. Ooh, slow down. Slow down. Don't let that knee-jerk attitude. Wow, could that be true? That's the attitude you want. The attitude is like one of the great philosophers, I can't remember, Greek or I don't know, I remember, probably a Greek guy, said that basically you always have to come at something as a skeptic and not believe it, including the mainstream, but not believing it meaning I want to investigate to see if it is true. But you want to go, so wow, what's Dave saying? Could that be true? Give everything a chance. Give it a chance. I give everybody's theory, even the hollow earth theory. I read that stuff. Why? Because something that, even though I don't believe the world's hollow, well, maybe they have some really good, compelling data that I've never seen. Well, I'm going to give it a chance. And that's what's really exciting. I love reading something completely wild that I wouldn't thought, the earth's hollow. There are hollow earth people out there. Okay? I haven't been down there, so I don't know. Investigate, of course. That's what I want you to do when you're shocked. Investigate it. Go look. Dave, you're saying that stuff. I don't really agree. But let me take a look. I'll be back with you. That's what I always ask you to do. Be more democratic and accept various models for the same thing. Meaning if there's a whole model based on energy waves, like Jeff Yee, and there's a whole model based on ether, like the infinite universe theory by Glenn Borkert, or the particle theory by Bob and David Hilster. Those are interesting theories, and there's actually lots of different ether theories, and they're interesting. Let them live, let them grow, let them. Who knows? The guy you think is wrong could be the one who's right. And no one's actually ever right all the way. So always be more democratic. We don't do that. I can imagine physics classes in universities where the person says, well, these are the 3 theories of gravity. They're very different. Let's talk about them. These are the most interesting ones. Ha! In our new university we're doing, we do just that. So, and also try to figure out why. This is, I think, probably what I do most. And I think it's very, very important. Try to figure out why someone took a lot of time to do what they did. Why did this one guy come up with this model and work on it for 20 years? Open the book, take a look at it. I've got books back here that, wow, this is a lifetime of work. There's got to be something in there that's pretty interesting. And I always read through it because I want to find something, even if I disagree with it. I marvel at the system that these people come up with. And so if someone takes the time to do that, and it's that important to them, it's worth looking at. And lastly, I want to tell you what to remember about me, because this is the channel that I have created called Dissident Science. And these are the things that when you get shocked, you can remember. I've been doing this for over 25 years. And I do not have an ego in this. That is, this is not the way to become popular. This is not the way to get millions and millions of people listening to you. I would love that to happen. You know why? It has nothing to do with me. What it means that is we would have millions and millions of people who are critical thinkers and who could really move science forward. We'd be light years ahead of where we are today. That would be wonderful. But it doesn't matter. The only thing power would allow me would be to do more things, to open up more ways for other people to do stuff. Give me more time to get my own model out there. So yeah, that's nice. But for my ego, this ain't the way to do it. Because you get called crackpot, you get called everything under the sun. Even the people you admire, you come up and you say one thing that shocks them, they agreed with A, B, C, and D. E? Are you nuts? I'm out of here. But that's why I'm here talking to you today, because you don't want to do that. Also, I am not a conspiracy supporter. I don't believe in aliens at Area 51. I truly don't believe that they are there. Don't believe mainstream is out to get me. I don't believe that people, this paranoia or anything. And I'm not interested in pushing some agenda. I'm not here, as you know, to push my particle model. I use it as an example because it's a dissonant model, and I happen to know it intimately because it's a model my father and I are working on. And it shows you I don't have ego, because I'm not here to talk about it, because I love a lot of other people's models as well. So I'm not pushing an agenda. And I don't put anything on this channel that I don't think worthwhile for you to take the time to listen to. Why would I spend the time? Even this. I mean, I'm here to try to ease this shock that comes with this channel. And I forget often. I'll be talking with my friends who a lot of us talk this way already. And I go, wow, I talked about Earth gaining mass and I lost some subscribers today. I gained 10, but I lost 2. And that's why I'm here, to try to get you guys to understand. Let's keep going here. Remember this about David too, because I got more things about me. When I support something strongly, it is because I spent years or decades as a critical thinker looking at the subject. I do not simply get anything. Sometimes I do, but I tell you, as an example, this is really fun. This is interesting. It's not necessarily what I agree with, but listen to this. This is really cool. But when I support something and I say, you must read this book, it's because I have been looking at lots of things for many, many years, and I have a big picture ability. I really do. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this channel. Some people couldn't do it. A lot of people couldn't because they don't have that big picture. They're more detailed. My father, for instance, very detail oriented. He does amazing work, and we work well together because I'm the big picture, he's the detailed, and we don't clash. We work well together. But I have that ability. So yeah, I have spent many years, and I have found I've had, like I said, these aha moments. And I try to bring those to you and tell you, these you should look at. I support those I disagree with if they are true critical thinkers and their ideas and models have merit. I've already sort of said that because some of the other ones I sort of explained that. I have my feet on the ground and an engineering attitude toward science. That is absolutely true. I hate it when people use terms like charge and say to me, oh, that's a fundamental thing. So electric field. The funny one was someone was talking about an electric field around an electron, and I tried to figure that one out. But I have my feet on the ground. I am totally engineering. I hate magic. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, this let's say the spooky action at a distance. Don't believe it. Don't want to believe it. Will not believe it. I believe feet on the ground. Real physics. Physics is physical. There are lots of dissident science I don't agree with. That's for sure. There are things that I just don't believe. Ether isn't something I don't believe. I think it's got some problems that the particle theory can solve, but there's a lot of good things about the ether. I'm not convinced that that could not be in the end the way the world really works. So there's some that I actually are not in agreement with, but not necessarily couldn't say maybe that will win out. But a lot of the stuff I don't agree with. I don't agree with a lot of the models, but I still look at them. I like models that are not my own. I do. I really do. I think it's fascinating to see what this person has come up with, the system they came up with. In fact, a lot of our particle model comes from ideas from other models. I'll give you a good example of one that we're going to be going in Universe Hack 4, which is our next book, but our first book isn't even out. Sorry. But, and that is the way the nucleons are arranged in atoms. Man, Yi has a fantastic model. I'm going to use it up and down. So I like models that are not my own. So in the end, why have I given you this talk today? Well, it's because you get shocked by what I say sometimes, and I don't want you to go away. I want you to have this happen instead of, well, let me find it. I'm sorry, I'm going to click through it. Okay, slide 5. Instead of this happening where you have the unsubscribe, I want this to happen. You go Dissident Science, you get shocked. You say, no, Dave, I'm going to give Dave the benefit of the doubt. He's been around a while. I'm going to trust him. Hey, that's why he's here. He's older than me, 58. Yeah, I paint my hair. I admit it. I investigated. I'm at the agree, tolerate. I disagree with it, but you know what? It's still worthwhile. Or I can tolerate that. Or I agree. And instead of unsubscribing, tell other people about it. That's what I really want to happen. And remember what I always say. Never take what anyone says on faith. Stay critical. Stay thinking. I am Dave D. Hilster, your science therapist. Ciao for now.